भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तावत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री सनत्कुमारेभ्यो नमः। श्री नारदाय नमः। श्री वेदव्यासाय नमः। श्री शुकब्रह्मर्षे नमः। श्री सूतमहामुने नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच। Let us salute the Lord, the Guru Parampara. Let us take our study of Bhagavata Mahapuranam and let us pray to God, as well as let us try ourselves also to become more sincere, to become more subtle, to understand what is said and also to understand what is the implication of that in terms of goal as well as the means. So when something is said in Bhagavata, what is it indicating as goal? And to achieve that, what is the means that is said? If we focus on that, definitely we'll be understanding more deeply. That is how I identify with my mind intellect. Through satsanga, when my mind intellect gets matured, gets more and more knowledge, I also identify with that, myself also grow. This I slowly from the worldly understandings to the spiritual it comes, finally discovers its real nature. That is how spiritual journey happens. So praying to God, praying to gurus to bless us with the ability to listen, ability to speak, ability to understand and also know what is implied. Now we are in 19th chapter of 11th skandha of Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam. So many topics in this. Most importantly, the Jnana Mahima, then the Jnani Mahima, then Jnanam, then Bhakti, then Yoga, then important things to understand so that we don't do wrong things. We do things rightly. These are the few topics that are covered. Yesterday, how exhaustively we saw, such a wonderful thing it was. Now let us chant once our 19th chapter, few of the shlokas. Okay. पहले से पढ़ लो, पहले से 27 तक, कोई बात नहीं, रिपीट करो, अच्छी बात है। ओम अथ एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। यो विद्याश्रुतसम्पन्नः आत्मवान् नानुमानिकः मायामात्रमिदं ज्ञात्वा ज्ञानं च मयि सन्न्यसेत्। ज्ञानिनस्त्वहमेवेष्टः स्वार्थो हेतुश्च सम्मतः स्वर्गश्चैवापवर्गश्च नान्योऽर्थो मद्रुते प्रियः। ज्ञानविज्ञानसंसिद्धाः पदं श्रेष्ठं विदुर्मम। ज्ञानी प्रियतमोतो मे ज्ञानेनासौ बिभर्ति माम। तपस्तीर्थं जपोदानं पवित्राणीतराणि च न अलं कुर्वन्ति ताम् असिद्धिं या ज्ञानकलया कृता। तस्मात् ज्ञानेन सहितं ज्ञात्वा स्वात्मानमुद्धव। ज्ञानविज्ञानसम्पन्नः भज मां भक्तिभावितः। ज्ञानविज्ञानयज्ञेन माम् इष्ट्वात्मानमात्मनि सर्वयज्ञपतिं मां वै संसिद्धिं मुनयो गमन् त्वय्युद्धवाश्रयति यस्त्रिविधो विकारः मायान्तरापतदिनाद्यपवर्गयोर्यतो जन्मादयोस्य यदमीतव तस्य किं स्युः आद्यन्तयोर्यदसतोऽस्ति तदेव मध्ये उद्धव उवाच ज्ञानं विशुद्धं विपुलं यथैदद वैराग्यविज्ञानयुतं पुराणम् आख्याहि विश्वेश्वर विश्वमूर्ते तद्भक्तियोगं च महद्विमृग्यं तापत्रयेणाभिहतस्य घोरे सन्तप्यमानस्य भवाध्वनीशा पश्यामि नान्यत् शरणं तवाङ्घ्रि द्वन्द्वातपत्रात् अमृताभिवर्षात् दृष्टं जनं सम्पतितं बिलेऽस्मिन् कालाहिना क्षुद्रसुखोरुतर्षं समुद्धरैनं कृपयापवर्ग्यै वचोभिरासिं च महानुभाव श्रीभगवानुवाच इत्थमेतत्पुरा राजा भीष्मं धर्मभृतां वरम् अजातशत्रुपप्रच्छ सर्वेषां नोऽनुशृण्वताम् निवृत्ते भारते युद्धे सुहृन्निधनवत् विह्वलः श्रुत्वा धर्मान् बहून् पश्चात् मोक्षधर्मान् अपृच्छता तानहं ते भिधास्यामि देवव्रतं मुखात् श्रुतान् ज्ञानवैराग्यविज्ञान श्रद्धा भक्त्युपबृंहितान् नवैकादश पञ्चत्रीन् भावान् भूतेषु येन वै ईक्षेताथैकमप्येषु तज्ज्ञानं मम निश्चितम् एतदेव हि विज्ञानं न तथैक्येन येन यत् स्थित्युत्पत्त्यप्ययान् पश्येतो भावानां त्रिगुणात्मनाम् आदावन्ते च मध्ये च सृज्यात् सृज्यं यदन्वियात् पुरस्तत् प्रतिसङ्क्रामे यच्छिष्येत तदेव सतो श्रुतिप्रत्यक्षमैतिह्यम् अनुमानं चतुष्टयम् प्रमाणेश्वरवस्थानात् विकल्पात् स विरज्यते कर्मणां परिणामित्वात् आविरिञ्चादमङ्गलम् विपश्चिन्नश्वरं पश्येत् अदृष्टमपि दृष्टवत् भक्तियोगः पुरैवोक्तः प्रीयमाणाय तेन घ पुनश्च कथयिष्यामि मद्भक्तेः कारणं परं श्रद्धामृतकथायां मे शश्वन्मदनुकीर्तनं परिनिष्ठा च पूजायां स्तुतिभिः स्तवनं मम आदरः परिचर्यायां सर्वाङ्गैरभिवन्दनं मद्भक्तपूजाभ्यधिका सर्वभूतेषु मन्मतेः मदर्थे स्वङ्गचेष्टा च वचसा मद्गुणेरणं मय्यर्पणं च मनसः सर्वकामविवर्जनं मदर्थेऽर्थपरित्यागः भोगस्य च सुखस्य च इष्टं दत्तं हुतं जप्तं मदर्थं यद्व्रतं तपः एवं धर्मैर्मनुष्याणाम् उद्धवात्मनिवेदिनां मयि सञ्जायते भक्तिः पुण्योऽर्थोऽस्यावशिष्यते यदात्मन्यर्पितं चित्तं शान्तं सत्त्वोपबृंहितं धर्मं ज्ञानं स वैराग्यम् ऐश्वर्यं चाभिपद्यते यदर्पितं तद्विकल्पे इन्द्रियैः परिधावते रजस्वरं चासन्निष्ठं चित्तं विद्धि विपर्ययं धर्मो मद्भक्तिकृत् प्रोक्तः ज्ञानं चैकात्म्यदर्शनं गुणेष्वसङ्गो वैराग्यम् ऐश्वर्यं चाणिमादयः ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री भागवत शरणं मम श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम श्री सूत शरणं मम श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम श्री व्यास शरणं मम श्री नारद शरणं मम श्री कुमार शरणं मम श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्री विष्णु शरणं मम श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ओम कृष्णप्रियं सकलकल्मषनाशनं च मुक्त्येकहेतुमिह भक्तिविलासकारे सन्तकथानकमिदं विवदादरेण लोके हि तीर्थपरिशीलनया सेवया किम्। ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Ekadasha Skandha Muktiritva Anyatarovam Saruvena Vyavastitiye. Om Adha Ekonavimshodhyayah Shri Bhagavanuvach. Let us salutation to the Lord. And also salutations to the Guru. Let us extend entire Bhagavata Acharyas. Joy is in life when we are healthy at the physical level. How many things that are to be ourselves done to be healthy physically? Once you understand this, same is applicable to be healthy spiritually also. First of all, I want to be healthy should be my own desire. Second is, I must know what is the ill health I have, disease. Sometime roga, sometime roga may not be there, but required energy, stamina is not there, weakness may be there. Who will have to discover it? Me. I want to be healthy, now I am not healthy. Then who should discover who is the doctor? Somebody may tell you, but that conviction that this doctor will help me is to be discovered by me. हाफ हार्टेडली तो नहीं जा सकते, जाते ही नहीं हम. Then who should take the appointment? I only. Somebody may take, but appointment for me, na. Then who should reach to the doctor on the given time and day and appointment? We. Then whatever tests he does it. He may do all tests, with all these stethoscopes, etc. But who should be prepared to get the tests done? If I am not prepared, doctor, I don't want to get out, he says. I only have to prepare. Then, if the symptoms are little abnormal, he tells, go through all those tests also. Now, if you reject, diagnosis will not happen. So, you have to accept it. Who will have to go through? I only. So, which is the place where to achieve my physical health, I am not involved. I have to involve. Is it not? Tests are done. Who should collect the reports? I. And who should take those reports to the doctor? Again, me. Then he will study it. Then he just says, these are the things normal, they are abnormal. Now, this is what will happen if you continue in next 2, 3, 4 years. Then who should ask, doctor, then what should I do to be healthy, to enjoy my physical health? You have to ask. Then doctor will say, see, these are the medicines, these are the things to be consumed, these are not to be consumed, and these are the timings for you to take rest or sleep. These are the various exercises you have to do. In general, these things you avoid. The stresses or the strains or the anxieties or the tensions. Who will tell? He will tell. Then who should go to medical shop, chemist, and get medicine? I only. Your children may bring it, but you will tell them to get. Physically only you are not going, but psychologically it is your acceptance. You send the child by giving money and the child gets the medicine. You don't say it. जाके पापा को बोलो ले लो करके. You can't do that. It is your medicine. You should keep it where it is to be kept, in which you are aware of it. Only in the case of coma, somebody else does. Will else do. Even then, the body has to receive all. Then only treatment. Then exactly according to the doctor's prescribed timing, dosage, I have to do. Before lunch or breakfast, half an hour before. After breakfast, 10 minutes later on. So these are the syrup, these are the tonic, these are the capsules, these are tablets. Is it not? Who will do? Which is a place we should not do? Which we only. And I have to be conscious. Am I improving in my health or not? I have to be conscious. Am I practicing all things or not? As told by doctor. Now, why we gave such an elaborate, lengthy example, which is so commonly known, is same in our own spiritual evolution. Exactly 100% same. I must discover the desire in me that I must be tension free. I must be truly peaceful at the mind level. I must be clear in my intellectual knowledge, should not be in any confusion. I must be perennially happy without being made miserable by outer or inner circumstances. This is called as healthy. Then I must tentatively feel ki, what exactly the reason because of which I am not having this what I said just now. Technically, it is called as you are in inner and therefore outer samsara. A broad word it is, like stomachache. It's a broad symptom. Then the reasons for it he will say. In the same way, the knee pain, it's only symptom. Then he will tell you the calcium deficiency or some of your kneecaps have to be kept. The kneecaps are getting, what do you say, oh, घिस जा रहे हैं. Something he will say afterwards. But we must know that I am caught up in and out in my own ignorance, in my own samsara. I have to recognize. Now the thing is what? First two only we might have not achieved some of us. Although we are going through all our studies, all our listening. But study listening is different routine. It's a habit. It will give sporadic, some inspiration, some information. But who told that that's called as sadhana? That's what will be enough to give us transformation. No. Did I find in myself a position wherein enough of this dukkha, I must be happy, eternally peaceful? As that urge come in me, then only I'll tentatively find I'm caught up in my ignorance, in my emotions, in my wrong knowledge, wrong information, and also some habitual errors. Tentative. Then I go to the Bhava Bheshaja, the doctor, Bhishak. The Bhava Bhishaka, the Bhishak means doctor, Bheshaja is medicine. So I go to the doctor called as Guru. Then in our conversation with him, without hiding anything, we have to tell everything. The symptoms and tentative reasons what we have done. So that the doctor to his own knowledge, it is good for him to test further and give prescription properly. We should not hide anything. After listening all that also, he will put some more tests. Informations he'll ask and all. I was telling about the spiritual doctor called as Sadguru. Then he comes to a pakka understanding. These are the symptomatic sufferings, these are the diseases causing it, this is the medicine. All that medication is called as Shastra. Please remember. So, the Bhava Bhishaka, the doctor of the samsara, Bhava samsara ke Vaidya, long back only, he has prescribed medicine in the form of Shastra. Always medicine is prescribed on a paper. That is a Shastra only. That is what you go and show. You will look at it also, okay, as it come from proper doctor and all. कभी कभी डाउट है तो फोन भी कर लेते हो डॉक्टर को. Suddenly if you have to ask 200 sleeping pills, no chemist should give. उसको अंदर करते. One chemist, this way one fellow went to ask for 200. He gave. This fellow wanted to die, committed suicide, but he did not die. Then he came and said, what is that? I wanted to die. I asked, you gave medicine. मैं मरा नहीं. He said, बेवकूफ 200 medicine कोई लेता नहीं, कोई देता नहीं. I understood you are doing some murkhata, so I gave only some sweet pills only, which have no effect. That's an intelligent, matured chemist. What I'm saying is authenticity of doctor and proper prescription. You will see a proper druggist, chemist should see that. Whatever. See, what we are saying here is what a beautiful way for the Bhava Roga, the Bheshajam medicine is given by the bishop, the doctor. Now the next one is the one to talk about which we are giving such a lengthy introduction. Key, it is we who have to collect the medicine by paying the payment. That's what we are doing. We are doing the payment of giving our time and collecting the medicine of knowledge and information by being regularly in the class. But there also, now come to our main point itself, how much we have ascertained ourselves, how much we have become clear and convinced about every aspect what is given in that particular chapter or shastra regarding sadhana, which is medication. This homework everyone will have to do. And more than that, if that medicine is not consumed, if it is said that follow the ahimsa dharma, we must follow. If it is said that we follow the satyam, we must follow. If it is said brahmacharyam, we must follow. If it is said that these are the too much of expectation resides, you have in your mind, therefore you are being insulted by others, you have reduced them, you must follow it. These are all these symptomatic reliefs. But real disease is inside only, no? In the form of the misunderstanding about our own self. That I consider myself as this limited entity, Dehendriya Manobuddhyadi. And I become busy. Like if you are busy with your kutta, you can be busy with it for 24 hours a day, entire month and year. Nobody can stop. Because you are kutta. You have no goal at all. You are kutta and you are the same thing, same life. Anybody can do. In the same way, deha. I gave the funny example of dog to say that by giving time to the dog, you can spend the entire day, entire life. It doesn't mean you are a dog, but you can live. So too, we live with this body throughout life. Doesn't mean that you are body, but you can live. We can live. That's what we are doing. That's what we are not able to recognize that what we are doing. So these are the inner medications. How through the seva, through disciplining, through proper following all the rules, through the controls that are applied, all the excessive identification with this upadhi, which is the main disease, we have to come out. In this also, no, Tehendra Manobuddhyadi, with them Aham Bhava is the Karana that I became Jiva. And did we accept it at this moment? Pause and see. Then only the next step. Therefore, by all means of my vicharana and exhausting all my habits and vasana, I get out of my identity with the upadhi. Has that conviction come to us? It should be in the mind. And this is, see, medicine क्या होता है ना, एक बार ले लो और 6 घंटे 12 घंटे काम करता है. If it is a repetitive, it will continue for 24 hours also. 24 hours repetitive also, maybe repeat release anti tablet systems होते हैं. So they, but spirituality ऐसा repetitive नहीं होता. It is every moment to be consumed. It is like saline. चढ़ाते रहना, चढ़ाते रहना. You can't say सुबह मैंने सोचा, दोपहर में नहीं सोचूंगा. No, no, no. Then it will not help you. Because every moment, if you are not doing what is to be done, then you will end up in doing what is not to be done. Here what it is, we are asking about is, have we convinced ourselves that this upadhi tadatmya I want to give up? I have to rise above it. If this conviction has not come, and if you have not started it, and if it is not maintained 24 hours, more important is this 24 hours. Naham dehosmi, naham jivosmi, aham brahmasmi, jagat mithya. These four things are a 24-hour alarm. A charo saline hamesha andar chalta hi rehna chahiye. For a long time. Then only dehosmi, jivosmi will become reduced, aham brahmasmi become stronger. That is called as bhavana. Chintana is already done in the class. That how truth is, Brahman alone is reality, how I am that. But that is like going to doctor, showing ourselves, tests getting done, and all that prescription is given. That's not enough. You have to consume. So in that consumption only, the sadhana, bhavana, they are there. Why? Because the bhavana, aham deosmi, it came to me because of bhavana only. And therefore, the antidote is again the bhavana only. For some time when you do bhavana, then you can maintain the sakshi bhava, then only we can enter into our own Chaitanya Swarupa, not otherwise. If you say the medicine is costly, then you will die. और मेडिसिन इज कड़वा, आई विल नॉट टेक कड़वा, तब भी फिर नहीं लोगे तो फिर बढ़ जाएगा डिसीज. So too, spirituality is very difficult to study, very difficult to understand. No, it's impossible for me to do. Then you will be bound. That weakness we have to come out of. That it is difficult, I can't do. No, make it easy. You can. No, those who are coming to class regularly, it was equally difficult to them and everyone else. But they made it. You may say those who are irregular, "Okay, these are my situation." Same situation may not be there to them. They have another situations. But they overcome that, therefore they never leave class. किसी का प्रॉब्लम मेरे से बड़ा है ऐसा नहीं मानना. सबका प्रॉब्लम अपना अपना. सबको अपना हिम्मत से ही जीतना पड़ता है. Even if you say your problem is more tougher, you have to put tougher efforts because your requirement is that, no? It's your requirement. When the disease is too much, you will give 3, 4 tablets per day. For other fellow, one only per day. No, you can't compare and say doctor is as a partial. It's your, then you have to go through it. So what mainly saying is what? Main thought of the entire discussion of last 18, 16 minutes is what? I have to involve, just like in my own physical health, at every step. I myself have to take initiative and involve even for the physical evolution at every step. And as we said, these four things, Naham Devasmi, Naham Devasmi, the Jagat Mityasya Brahmasmi, should be continuously, genuinely, consciously, seriously, deeply induced into our system. This is called as a vaccine or antibiotic, which will remove the inner virus, the deeply rooted virus in the heart. This when you do for a long time, like 4, 7 days, antibiotic. After third day only, slowly it is sufficient enough inside the body to remove those whatever the bacteria. Fifth, sixth day, then seventh day, पूरा निकल जाता है, then you can stop. Is it not? In the same way. Here also you can stop. Jnanam by Sanyaseth anyway is going to tell. So today's introduction is what? How much I am involving myself. If I am involving little bit, keep on increasing. So feel that. Write on a paper and stick it. I have to involve myself seriously, sincerely for my own spiritual sadhana. If it is not there in your mind, forgetful, write somewhere and look at it every day. Make a habit of looking at it every day. 10 जगह पे चिपका देना. Wherever you see, you are reminded that you are wasting time. Now you must involve yourself in your study, yourself in your classes, yourself in your own homework, yourself in digesting subject, yourself writing your own bullet points, yourself sitting quietly with those bullet points and doing little manana contemplation and chintana, and see to it that that gets deeply embedded as our conviction. Then try to live it whenever possible. It is so for everyone. There's no special reservation नहीं होते इधर. Rich, poor, knows all Sanskrit and shlokas or doesn't know. Person is intelligent or stupid. Whoever may be, सबके लिए यही रूल है. ऐसा ही करना पड़ता है. Whether it is Arjuna, the student, Uddhava, the student, whether it may be Nachiketa, the student, whether it is Parikshit or the student, कोई भी स्टूडेंट हो, उसको गुरु रूपी डॉक्टर जांच पड़ताल करके वो पूरा दवाई प्रेस्क्राइब करेगा. बस बीमारी ठीक नहीं हुई, एक ही कारण है, दवाई नहीं लिया. समटाइम लिया लेकिन सफिशिएंटली प्रॉपरली जैसे बताया ऐसा नहीं लिया. इज इट नॉट? सेकंड इंजेक्शन आई टुक वैक्सीन, स्टिल आई गॉट कोरोना. जिसने इंजेक्शन दिया वो रोज सोते सोते आधे में दिया होगा, पूरा डोज गया नहीं होगा अंदर. देयर इज अ चांस. Not that you doubt all the injection giving people, but there is something. And these Shastras are such a foolproof pakka solution that if the problem is not solved in our life, 100% mistake is ours only, that we have not taken the medicine properly. Okay? So therefore, as we are becoming regular in our study, let us become regular in pondering about, am I getting the essence of the Shastra Adhyanam? Am I getting convinced about the why samsara and how liberation? Am I reducing the reasons for samsara? Am I involving in more and more these sadhanas, house by which the liberation through Atmanubhuti is happening in me? That you have to focus. But it is not as easy as said, I know it. But at least you must know, no? What you must know by going to the class regularly, Guru will give only patham, lesson. He cannot help more than that in your transformation. Unless you are a greatly surrendered people. More easier than surrendering is doing sadhana, mind you. साधना करना आसान है, शरणागत होना मुश्किल है. शरणागति में सब भगवान के लिए अनुसार करना पड़ता है. That's we'll see. As it is explained small little step by step about what is bhakti in this chapter from the verse 20 or 19, nowhere you will see so direct, simple, complete appeal. We are going to enjoy it. पक्का एकदम बढ़िया. But just literally you have to lift those sentences, put your heart in your heart and keep practicing. This is one introduction we have to see. Second one is what? In all our shastras, we are told to do these things. Then when you do become qualified, you become a Jnani. Then again it is told these are the Jnani Lakshanas. These particular 7-8 slokas also, in the 19th chapter, in the beginning, what Bhagavan gave, he intelligently, very intelligently, what he did was, these are the Jnani Lakshanas he mentioned. These are all Jnana Lakshanas. Jnani's Lakshanas, Jnanam's Lakshanas. Jnanam is theoretical knowledge. Jnani is experience of liberation. By this, what is he hinting at? Oh, my dear Skype and YouTube audience, yeah, you are listening to Bhagavatam last almost 1.5 hours, 1/4 to 2 years. And you may, after studying up to 18th chapter, you may feel that you have become Jnani. And this is a test for you. Even all these tests, if you can tick yes, 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 you can only do signature, authority. Yeah, now I have become Jnani. If those are not being ticked, then you say not yet Jnani, yet to be Jnani. So these are all the Jnani, Lakshanas and Jnana Sadhanas Bhagavan is beautifully explaining. So he is actually talking as Aisa Karakaro. Actually they are Lakshanas. Like I'll show you. Yo vidya shrutam pannaha atmavan nanumanikaha maya matramidam jnatva jnanam cha mahisamyaset. These are the Jnani's Lakshanas. What is that? If you think you are a Jnani, are you Sampanna in your Vidya and Shruti? First question. Shruti Vidya, आपको समग्र मिल गया क्या? Have you pondered deeply about Shastra? And when a question is asked, can you at least tell the implied meaning correctly? नहीं है, तो then ज्ञानी लक्षण नहीं है. Second one, Atmavan. Have you experienced your own pure, conscious, blissful self? Baba nahi hua. Then don't say you are a jnani. Like children think they have studied very well. When they see the question paper in the test, then they understand Baba कुछ नहीं आता. पसीना पसीना हो जाते हैं. छोटे बच्चे 4th 5th तक उनको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. जो आया लिख के आ जाते हैं. But as they grow 8th 9th 10th 11th, then they see question paper, they get sweat only because what I studied is not at all here. What is here is I have not studied. But till then he thought, yeah, मैंने पढ़ लिया ये हो लिया. आप सबको हुआ होगा अनुभव. So here also we are attending class. If at all we feel that we are Jnani, and you can't say that I am not feeling I am Jnani and justify with the humbleness. That means you are not regular or sincere. परीक्षा में अटेंड करूंगा भी नहीं कह सकते और मैं नहीं पढ़ूंगा भी नहीं कर सकते. मैं स्कूल में दाखिला नहीं होऊंगा भी नहीं कर सकते. No, there are all the ways to escape the exam. No, there is no escapism here. You have to study, join the college school, you have to study, you have to attend exam, then you will know whether you have studied well or not through the results. Here also, no, I can't go to satsang, I can't listen, I can't do homework. वो नहीं होगा. वो ये सब करने के बाद फिर टेस्ट किया जाएगा. मतलब escapism by saying that I want to remain as Ajnani is not allowed. It's not allowed. Prakriti will not allow you. It will trouble you so much. You will have to take up the chance and responsibility to become Jnani. Even theoretical Jnana, the one who has got, he is sufficient, he is satisfied. But to him also, Bhagavan put such a terrible test that whatever theory he has got, he must become practical also. छोड़ेंगे नहीं भगवान. Everyone goes through. Like I go through every day, whatever study I am doing, as if to test it in my own life. Bhagavan puts every day a test. Every day test. I tell you 100 tests every day happen. Don't ask me result. आप कितने पास हो रहे? ज़्यादा सब सीक्रेट नहीं बताना चाहिए. Are you feeling that? Are you at home now while listening? So here also, are you and Anumanikaha? It's another lakshana. If still you are tentative, you are not a Jnani. If you still are giving value to the world without knowing that it is only Maya Matram, that means also you are not a Jnani. It's like in Kena Upanishad when Guru approached by disciple after being taught, disciple says, I have learned. Guru says, no, You have much more to contemplate. Mimamsamevate, these are the two words he says, Guru. Kartavyam asti idanim. Then he does it, then comes manye viditam. So here also, these are the lakshanas. Main is what maya matramidam jnatva. Then the last one, Jnana Samaya Sanyase, are you still needing the, you are depending or requiring the theoretical knowledge? You know, you don't need roadmap once you reach the destination. Is it not? Jnana Samaya Sanyase means, no more of Shastra Jnana. I have experienced myself. I use Shastra thereafter to explain to others if I am given that work. But myself, no need of Shastra. I know I am what. That's called Jnana Samaya Sanyase. In the same way, again, what a beautiful test it is. Jnaninaha to ahameva ishtaha. In my heart, if you have ishta to anything and being in the world, that means I am not having ishta for the Lord. Therefore, I am not a jnani at all. Direct test it is. Lakshan batana. How do you say? Because refer to the earlier point. Anything other than Bhagavan called as idam vishwam maya matram. How can you love a maya matram thing or have a ishtam? Bevukuf number one. When you don't know it is maya, you can like it. You love it. You can be attached. But once you know it is maya, still you are attached. After knowing that there is no snake, if you still get afraid of snake, after knowing that it is not silver, it is shell, still if you are attached to the silver or shell, then you are murkha. It is not, it will not go. That means what? You have not discovered it as snake or you have not discovered it as shell. That's how you are continuing. Therefore, you are failed in the test. That means what? Lakshanas are not there with you. There was, and one of the biggest test is this. Jnaninaha to aham eva ishta. Come what may, a jnani will not love or like anything other than God. Why is it so? One is Bhagavan is Ananda Swarupa. Second is how to love anything when it is not there other than God. But the Guru loves so many disciples. No, Guru loves the Paramatma in every disciple. Not that stupid fellow. How can that fellow be loved? The one who is Rajogini, Tamoguni, never listens to all the instructions, very arrogant, feels all independent. How can a Guru पागल है क्या ऐसे को पसंद करने के लिए? He will not. He will love the God only in that. And towards all these, this is just sympathy. That's different. He has taken that job to be sympathetic. That's different. Like every doctor. He doesn't love the patient. He is sympathetic to the patient's pain. He loves his own vidya. And whether it is practical or not, he is testing on that patient and he'll get his money. Jnaninaha tu ahameva ishtaha. No, it is both ways. If I am jnani, other than God, I should not like any one of you. If I like you or if I am not a jnani at all. So to don't tell anybody to like me. I should tell you all to love God only, not me. That is jnana. Just like I suffer because of my attachment to you, if you also get attached to me, you also suffer. So, where is the end of suffering? When you are attached to God, that is called devotion. There will be a devotee only. That's why every guru never tells that you are attached to me. Because I, as a Dehendriya, will not be there all the time. My job is temporary. I'll just do treatment what is to be done to you. I'll move further. That's a doctor. Give importance to your regular activities, regular exercise, etc. Not to me. I'll be transferred. I may not do the medical job permanently. But you have to be healthy. That is your goal. Those disciplines you have to hold on. In the same way, the Jnani should hold on to Bhagavan. Everybody should tell only to hold on to the truth only. So, Jnaninaha to aham eva ishtaha. In fact, it is cheating. It's only, what do you say, troubling only if you ask someone to get attached to us. That means our knowledge is not pakka. That I myself am suffering as my jiva bhava. I have to get out of it. Without doing that, I am asking others to get attached to me, by which I am strengthening my jiva bhava and your jiva bhava. Then how can it be Jnani Lakshana? Did Gurudev any time tell that you attach to me? He said only attached to Lord Rama, Krishna or the truth. Is it not? And obviously, when the Guru is in such a great knowledge, devotees will have devotion towards him. But that will not elate him because he never taught all that to get that attachment or love from them. He spoke truth, truth has its own power. So, because of that power, he will be attracting all the bhaktas, sadhakas. That is obvious. That is in their interest. The Lord keeps those disciples with that Guru so that they get matured, paripakwa. That's a different खेल, different calculation. Our point is ज्ञानिनः तो अहमेव इष्टः. अब आंख बंद करके देखो. Do you exclusively love Bhagavan, or you say I love Bhagavan also, I love Bhaingan ka Bharta also, I love Kutta also? How can you say? Don't say I love my wife also. If she listen, she'll beat only. How can you put me in the sequence of the dog and Bhaingan ka Bharta? You can't. You may have wonderful vyavahara there according to dharma in which you don't harm anyone with your words. Therefore, a matured person ki tarah, simply, sweetly you talk. But heart in heart, only Bhagavan. No, when the wife and husband this way be understanding, both of us love each other, but not at the cost of God. Both of us exclusively devote to the Lord, but still we continue as wife and husband. When that understanding comes, they have won the game. But which is very, very rare. If he says, I don't love you, I go love you only God, she will say, कल से खुद बना लेना खाना, तुम्हारे भगवान को बुलाओ. मैं नहीं बनाऊंगी खाना. She will say, then you have to beg her. नहीं नहीं नहीं, ऐसे स्वामी जी की बात में आकर कहा, नहीं नहीं, love you, I love you. And after 20 times, then say, really love me? Yeah. Even then I don't make खाना. You only make and give. That is a punishment. Intelligent wives are like that. प्यार में भी कहते हैं तुम भी खाना बना लेना, गुस्से में भी कहते हैं तुम भी बना लेना. And there is no third mood. So, ज्ञानिनः तो अहमेव इष्टः. That's the artha. Whom are you valuing? Hetuhu. Whom are you trusting for your any of the worldly gain as well as spiritual gain? Only he. And then sammataha, the opinion of the Shastra and the Lord, Guru, and your own opinion or third person's opinion. You can't follow your opinion as third. Only Guru, God, Shastra. वही है ज्ञानी का लक्षण. In the same way, स्वर्गः च एव अपवर्गः च नान्यर्थम् अधृते प्रियः. Even Swarga Pavarga given like Nachiketa, you should not like it. It is only moksha. ये सब लक्षण है हम बता रहे. नहीं है ये. Imagine, understand that we have not started a journey. So these are sadhanas also. Once you feel you have got the knowledge, these are tests also. They are lakshana also. So that's the intelligence of Bhagavan. Those who feel that we have studied so much of Bhagavad and Upanishad, we have understood, then he is putting a test. And this test is not for him to evaluate. There are some tests where question is asked, but you should not give the answer. You have to see inside. All spiritual questions are like that. They are not to give answer to the Guru. They are the answer you have to give to yourself to your satisfaction. If you don't answer it affirmation today, then improve yourself and another day you offer. Like, are you a Satyavadi? The disciple, Guru asks. Don't answer him, I am Satyavadi or not. You close eyes and see. Yes, you certify inside. If not, it becomes at a Satyavadi and certify. The question is not asked to give an answer. It is to change yourself. Every Vedanta is not an answer to be given to Guru. It is your own inner transformation. So it's your question to yourself. You have to give an answer. Till answer is yes, you have to keep on doing change in yourself. Sadhana कहते हैं इसको. Then it says, Swargaha apavarga na anya artaha madhrute priyaha. Then Jnana Vijnana Samsiddha Padam Sreshtam Vidurmama. Have you understood the Lord to be Ajata Parabrahma? Then only they are Jnana Vijnana Samsiddha. This is again another lakshana. Padam Sreshtam Vidurmama. Intellectually, they can answer anybody's any question experientially. And then only when one experiences, then he can even intellectually answer authentically. There are two authenticities. You have studied 50 years that subject. Therefore, all intricacies of that subject, you are thorough. Therefore, anybody asks, you answer. Any question related. But that any day that is a step lower than experience, especially in spirituality. That is why when I talk to you Bhagavatam or anything, when Gurudev talks, this difference. He experiences and speaks. We are trying to reach to it. Therefore, his words are appealing. Words may be said. अनुभव का ही असर ज्यादा होता है. Is it not? A teetotaler doctor, when he says drinking is bad for liver, and a doctor who is liquid spiritual every day, even he tells to the nephrology problem patient, there's always difference. Hmm? A doctor who is pakka following diet and never allowed his diabetic readings to go beyond limit, when he prescribes whether a medicine or whether a parhage, it is so authentic. But their doctor, they themselves are patients. If they say that उसमें उतना दम नहीं रहता, everywhere it is so. So here samsiddhim padam shreshtam vidurmama. Are you convinced? And then jnani priyatamaha ataha me. And to such jnani, therefore become reasons so dearest to me. And jnanena so vibhartima. See, are you holding the Lord in your heart on the strength of bhakti bhava, on the strength of some faith, on the strength of some intellectual information, or you are convinced also in your experience? Jnanena mam vibharti. Two jnanas are there. One, the nirguna rupa mein atma jnana, brahma jnana ho gaya. Then from that standpoint, he is carrying the Lord with him to give the knowledge about Lord to everyone. In the bhakti, what is the meaning of jnanena vibharti? In the bhakti also, you have done some of the at least upasanas by which you have got Bhagavat Anubhuti. Maybe even Bhagavan's darshan. They are there. Don't take it as very silly or simple or new or outward. No, no, no. All our Purana Itihasas, they prescribe us variety of bhakti sadhana by which they say either you go to that loka of the Lord, or Lord will come and give you darshana. So many places you see, when you chant this one, you will have darshan of that God. So karna hai wo, really darshan pana hai. Then the doubt is not at all there, pakka it is. उसमें भी some shastras of the bhakti are there. They talk about total freedom from the problem when you do this upasanas, parayana, etc. Do it in such a way that really your problem has gone away. Then you are authentic. That's called as jnanena vibhartima. In other place, you have really darshan of Bhagavan. भगवान का दर्शन मांगना चाहिए, होना है. Every day are we not doing in our sankalpas? Sri Ramachandra Swami darshanartham anubhava praptyartham. He will give us darshana one day. It may be for a fraction of a second. More than that, we cannot withhold him. In bhakti, that is the meaning of jnanena mam vibharti. And in jnana, Vedanta, jnanena vibharti mam means what? He is not theoretical. He is authentic. He is experienced. He knows it. And only the guru or the jnani of his own level or cadre knows when he speaks, what he speaks is authentic. He says, yes, I sat on Dhyanam, I did my sadhana, transcended all upadhi. Like Ramana Maharshi Bhagavan. He says, I have seen death. He did that. That's called as Jnanena Vivartima. So these are the Lakshanas, these are the Parikshas, these are the Sadhanas. So when we this way listen and read 2, 3, 4 times, then we'll be able to get at least some essence. And the final is only when we practice and experience. Jnanenaso vibhartimam. Now the next one. Interesting one. Tapas tirtham japodhanam pavitrani idrani na alam kurvanti tam siddhim ya jnana kalaya krita. So that siddhi which you gain through Atma Jnana, you will not get through all these things. Therefore, these sadhanas are giving little help to you. Therefore, you are continuing them. These sadhanas are not giving you the ultimate, therefore you left them. These sadhanas will not give ultimate, but only the Atma Gnana gives ultimate. Therefore, you left them to take up the Atma Gnana Marga, which is right in your life. Take it out. In other words, what? In the beginning, having done all these sadhanas, having gained little purity, have you given up at the for the sake of your own spiritual evolution through the Jnana Marga, then you are Jnani. If still you are holding on to Tava, Tirtham, Ityadi, means Abhi Paripakva nahi hai. You understand? And I tell you, this is very crux, subtle thing. When I have bhakti to my Guru and Shastra and Bhagavan, and when I am genuinely involving in all the sadhana of tapa, tirtha, japa, dhanam, and all other purifying sadhanas, from inside a call will come when I am saturated in doing all this to the extent required that now you go for your study of Shastra. Now you go for your deeper meditation. That call comes from within, that pull and push comes from within. If not from within, you may have a faith in a guru, you tell your position, knowing that guru will suggest. Now good, you have done all the तीर्थ यात्रा, अब don't go anywhere, यहाँ घट भीतर तीन लोक है, जहाँ आप हो वहीं सब तीर्थ यात्राएं हैं, your own atma is Rama, Krishna, Brahma, everything. हाँ, सब ब्रह्म शिव सारी सेन्द्र सोक्ष परमस्वराट. Morning, those who have heard the Narayana Suktam, today we concluded it, so he will do only that one here. So this is a lakshana, a test. If someone is doing more and more still outer activities, the two options, he must be Brahmajnana Nishtha Purusha and doing all of them as a sadhana for others, like Gurudev ji did. Other one is what? He is still at the lower category, he has not experienced the self. What is the sign of the person? He will not even continue all of them. He will leave them and reach to Paramatma Anubhuti through sadhana. And at higher level, again example of Gurudev, he might have made some ashramas, some temples, but that only for 5-10% of his devotee. But to all the 90-95%, he spoke only this. Through the Shastra Jnana, go near and near to yourself. Experience it and establish it. In Gurudev's lecture, you will very less you listen कि चारधाम यात्रा करो, कैलाश परिक्रमा करके आ जाओ. You don't listen in that much. Somewhere in the context he might have, but he will not stress. His stress is what is said in our Upanishads Gita about Tattva Jnana, Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana. That only will talk. And others like me who say कि ये यात्रा करो मतलब मैं उस लेवल में वही कहूँगा मैं. Anybody for that matter. Or maybe a sadhana we can say, though this is final, but if you are not fit for it, then we will suggest at least kuch to karo. So this is how these shlokas not only have direct meaning indicating to us what is sadhana, but also tests if we consider we are a jnani, and they also indicate to us what are the lakshanas of jnana. Lakshana, parikshaye, as well as sadhanaye. All the three in this. And while doing so, Bhagavan is praising the Jnanam. Jnanam is always Tattva Jnanam. Tattva Jnanam is Brahma Jnanam. Brahma Jnanam is Atma Jnanam. And he is praising the Jnani. Does it mean that he is insulting others? No. There is nobody. No two people nahi re Baba. जो ऑलरेडी बाकी योग कर रहे हैं उसी को कह रहे तुम ज्ञानी बनो. जो ऑलरेडी ज्ञानी बना वो पहले वो था लेकिन वहां रुक नहीं गया, वो आगे बढ़ा, इसलिए तो गुरु इज हैप्पी or the Krishna is happy with it. See, there are two people. Those who are doing Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. Those who are following Jnana Yoga. So the Krishna is a Guru, let us say. Guru will love this Jnani. He will love them but lesser than him. What does it mean? That he has got biasness? No. The meaning is that fellow, I am loving you because you are Jnana. Don't leave it and go to lower level. And telling these three fellows, beta, I love you, but I love you truly more when you come to this level. That is indication. You have to take it like that. When Guru says Jnani is most ishta to me, that means, or the Krishna says Jnani is more ishta to me, he is expecting us to understand it and become a Atma Jnani. Of course, for that, these initial sadhanas are required. As early as possible, that Vairagya through Viveka, then the Antakarna Shuddhi through Karma Bhakti Yoga, and control of the faculties through Ashtanga Yoga. When we gain, and when we feel that Samahitatva in us, where inside is not pushing us outside, outside is not pulling us outside, then we have only one thing to do: select a good guru. Good guru means what? Pray to the God that he comes in the form of guru who gives Tattva Jnana, Tattva Upadesha, Tattva Chintana, then the final touch of Tattva Anubhuti. There should be no doubt in this regard. Is it not? Otherwise, we will be the first ones to insult our Shastras, and we will be the first useless ones not to get full benefit of it after listening so many years about Tattva Jnana, Atma Jnana. If we leave it and go back, it is misguidance to others, it is insult to Shastra, and yourself have you have insulted yourself because वहां तक गए और आगे तक नहीं गए. हम सबका तो ज्यादा responsibility to guide the people after coming back, but for ourselves to reach out, and also for ourselves to make the Guru and Shastra happy who are indicating that to us. We should not go back to any other thing now. Now, this I'm not saying as insistence. No, I'm telling this is how it should be. Let us, as Bhagavan is expecting here, Uddhavji and all of us, that let us become Jnani more and more. बट उद्धव ही सचवन भगवान भक्ति भी फिर से बताओ, अष्टांग योग भी बताओ. भगवान कहते अरे यार मैं ज्ञानी बनो, बोला फिर से पूछते हो. उद्धव से भगवान ज्ञानी बनूंगा ही, बट एनीवे थ्रू योर माउथ सच ए वंडरफुल knowledge sadhana, everything is coming. This also subject to complete. We'll ask Vyasji to write a book. Then in 22nd, 21st century, when Swami on online, he will give such satsang to others. With this base, if it is not there of Bhagavad and all, how can that Swami can talk? He cannot. Other than Shastra Adhara is zero. So at least for the sake of him, you answer. Maybe that's so. On my behalf, Naraji, Uddhavji might have asked. But whatever, Bhagavan is kind, patient enough. He did not say, I told you na Jnani bano. Ajnani Murak, you asked me about again Bhakti and Yoga. He did not shout. He said, Theek hai. Now up to this we have seen. Now next one, fifth shloka onwards. What a completeness. I said yesterday also a little bit of it. Tasmat, therefore, because of all the above reasons, jnanena sahitam jnatva swa-atmanam. Uddhava jnana vijnana sampannaha bhajamam bhakti bhavitaha. Now to explain this, I'll take the help of Gita for some time. You know, some coming. Finally, he is saying, Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavitaha. What is Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavitaha? One, what Bhagavan told finally to Arjuna. Second, what Arjuna did finally. What Bhagavan told finally to Arjuna? Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Is it not? That is the meaning of Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavitaha, final teaching of God. What Arjuna did finally from his side? Two things. One, immediate dharma of the Yuddha he did, ultimate dharma of moksha he got. That's the meaning of Bhakti Bhavita Bhajamam. Explanation of this with the help of Gita I am saying. Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavita is Sarvadharman Pariteja only. Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavita is do Karma Yoga. Sarvadharman Pariteja anyway you are doing. Ultimate of it is what? Through the Jnana reach me. Okay. Now, what are the sadhanas before this? We talked about the final point. Mam Bhajava Bhakti Bhavita. What are the things before that said here and how we can take help of Gita to understand it? Here he says, Jnana Vijnana Sampanna. The Jnana Vijnana Sampada is there in the 15th chapter of Gita. Because it's only 15th chapter where theoretically all Jnanam is given and practical sadhanas Vijnana also told. Only in chapter 15. That is why among all 18 chapters, 15th chapter alone is called specially again as Shastram. Entire Gita is Shastram. But only to 15th chapter, Krishna himself toward the end says, is it not? Iti guhyatamam Shastram idam uktam maya anagha. Oh my sinless Arjuna, this is the supreme most profound Shastra I gave you. Idam uktam maya tubhyam anagha. What you have to do? Etat buddhva. When you convinced about this and practice, then only buddhiman syat. That's the real jnana. And when you practice and experience that, then only krutakrutyaha. Then only you are an Indian, Bharata. इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद् बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यस्य भारत. So 15th chapter is actually the Shastra. What Shastra gives? Jnana and Vijnana. What is the Jnana? What is Vijnana? Vijnana is sadhana. Jnana is what? Theory. And what theory we have to know? We have to know Brahma Tattva. We have to know Ishvara. We have to know Jiva. Okay? Then we have to know Maya. Then we have to know the Trigunas. Then we have to know the creation. Then we have to know the Jivas inside the creation, how they are bound. Theoretically, we have to know what is the definition of liberation. And we also to know what are the lakshanas of the Mukta Purusha. Now, and the entire Jagat Samsara, where from it came, why it is come, and how we have to relate to that. Then, theoretically, we must know where the truth is there. He is everywhere there. Though he is everywhere there, how we have to start visualizing him. Theory. All these topics are covered in those 20 slokas of 15th chapter. Parabrahma is defined, Maya is explained, Jiva is explained, Jagat is explained, Jiva's Bandhana is explained, Jiva's transmigration into other bodies is explained, sadhanas are told, Ashwatha Vruksha, Samsara told, Ashanga Shastrena Gudayana Jidva, how to cut Tatapadam Tat Parimargitavyam, then Tameva Chadyam Purusham Prabhati, practically Bhagavan demonstrated, then Yad Aditya Gatam Teja, from there it's Sarvasya Chamaditya Nivishtaha, up to this, how we have to visualize the presence of Lord. All those are told. Then what is Kshara Purusha, what is Akshara Purusha, what is Uttama Purusha? Means Bhagavan kept in his mind all what he taught to Arjuna in Gita. Then he is telling Uddhava. That is why Jnana Vijnana Sampanna means you take it as 15th chapter. Remember in Gita, the 7th chapter, the 9th chapter, the 13th chapter and 15th chapter are same topics. 7th chapter he spoke as the Parapara Prakriti. 9th chapter he spoke as I am the creator, is it in my presence the Prakriti has created. In the 13th he talked as Kshetra Kshetrajna. 15th he talked as Ksharakshara Purusha. Words changed, but the theme is same but little deeper, subtler he explained. What I am trying to do here? Explaining this shloka with the help of Gita. मतलब वो ज्ञान आपके पास है गीता उपनिषद का, ये वो सब मिलाओगे तो आपको क्लैरिटी बना रहेगा, बढ़िया रहेगा. ये बताने के लिए ओनली, नॉट फॉर एनी अदर रीजन, नॉट टू इंसिस्ट ऑन यू लीव इट गीता, लीव दिस एंड स्टार्ट स्टडीइंग भगवत गीता. एक झलक दिखा. Therefore, what Bhagavan said is as Jnana Vijnana Sampanna, actually it is what is said in 15th, but which started is 7th chapter. Why do you say 7th? Because the chapter 7th name itself is Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Therefore, Bhagavan telling Uddhava, go and study Bhagavad Gita from Swamiji, 7th chapter, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, that concludes in the 15th. That is why Shastra Khatam ho gaya. Then what is 16, 17 is nothing but the synopsis of all he said. What is 18th? The summary of all that. That is why 16, 17, 18 become one set. That's why I told you in one of our 18 days Gita, 18 Gauss's lecture, Gita taught in Gita in so many ways. सेकंड चैप्टर में एक बार बताया, 3 से 14 तक दूसरी बार बताया, 15 में एक बार, तीसरी बार बताया, 16, 17, 18 में एक बार, 4 बार गीता बताया गीता में. So to study, they know it thoroughly. We don't know when we get chance to thoroughly study with Bhashya and all. I may take up even Gudhartha Deepika, it may take 1 year, it doesn't matter, 2 years. Gudhartha Deepika and Shankara Bhashya, दोनों पढ़ेंगे हम. एक ऐसा गीता एक बार तो पढ़ना है जन्म में. Otherwise, there are thousands of commentaries. Anybody will write commentary. But Gita is such a simple thing, you can feel that you have understood something. So anyway, Jnana Vijnana Sampannaha Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavita. So Bhakti Bhavita Mam Bhaja is Sarvadharman Parityaja from Lord's side, from Arjuna and you and my side, fulfilling the immediate dharmas and fulfilling the ultimate dharma of the knowing the truth. Okay? Then before that, Jnana Vijnana Sampanna is either chapter 7 or 15th. Clear? Now comes before that Jnatva Swa Atmanam Uddhava. Now first you understand about your own self. This entire thing, what is yourself, is taught to us in Gita very exhaustively in the second portion of 13th chapter. There, because of that sublimity of the theme, Even Adi Shankara also exhaustively comments this 13th chapter. He gives exhaustive commentary in the introduction to the chapter 2 to the 18 also, but more than these two means not more than 18 chapter, but more deeply detailedly he gives commentary to chapter 13. Especially the second portion where what is said here, Jnatva Swa Atmanam, Bhagavan is mentioned there. It starts like this. Neyam yattat pravakshyami yajna tvamritamasnute anadimat param brahma nasat tanna saduchyate sarvatapani padam tata sarvatokshishiromukam sarvatashrutivalloke sarvamavritya tishtati sarvendriya gunavasam sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarvabhruchaiva nirgunam gunabhoktrucha bahirantasya bhutanam asaram charameva सूक्ष्मत्वात् तद्विज्ञेयं दूरस्थं चान्तिके च तत् अविभक्तं च भूतेषु विभक्तमिव च स्थितं भूतभर्तृ च तज्ज्ञेयं ग्रसिष्ठु प्रभविष्णु च ज्योतिषामपि तज्ज्योतिः तमसः परमुच्यते न्यायं ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं ज्ञानगम्यं हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम् इति. These are the 8-9 shlokas in which thoroughly Bhagavan, the Parabrahma Swarupa definition, explanation he gives for contemplation. Nowhere such detailed thoroughly there in entire Gita. Something is there in second chapter, and Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Achedya and all. Little more in the 8th chapter, Kavim Puranam Anushasikaram. 9th chapter also Vayata Vidam Saram Jagavyaktamurtina. He did. But in the 18 as explained the Atma Tattva, in the 13th chapter, in other places that much exhaustive is not there. He said in 7th chapter Mattapardhanam Nanyat, in the 10th chapter Etam Vibhutim Yogam Cha, he talks. But the Jnana Vijnana as he explained, the Atma Jnana as he explained there, nowhere. So, match हो रहा है कि नहीं? गीता का सार कहना में ये 19वां chapter दिखा रहा हूँ फिर. Now, in that same 13th chapter, in the first, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, these 5 shlokas, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, these 5 shlokas, Bhagavan gives 20 values. Those 20 values, he calls them as Jnana. Now, see the first thought here. Tasmat Jnanena Sahitam. Means what? First to practice what I mentioned as Jnana Lakshanas in the 13th chapter from verse number 6 to 10. Then Jnatva Swa Atmanam. Then study the second portion of this 13th chapter where Atma Jnana I have given you theoretically. Then Jnana Vijnana Sampannaha. Then in the 15th chapter I told you all the sadhanas, do them. Then Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavitaha. Then accept what I said as Sarvadharman Saranabhaja in the 18th wala and do what Arjuna did of immediate dharma and don't invoke newer ones. Finish it and sit for your meditation and discover the Paramadharma. So here Jnanena Sampannaha means what? Jnanena Sahitam. The 5 shlokas of the 13th chapter beginning. Beginning means 5th shloka. अमानित्वमदं वित्वम अहिंसाक्षान्तिरार्जवम् आचार्योपासनं शौचं स्थैर्यमात्मविनिग्रहः इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्युजरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरन विश्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु वैशानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणि विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जन संसदि अध्यात्मज्ञाननित्यत्वं तत्त्वज्ञानात्ममात्मनः एतज्ज्ञानम् iti proktam ajnanam yad tonyatha. This is called as jnana. Etat jnanam iti proktam. Anyatha etat ajnanam yatu. Adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnanartha darshanam. Etat jnanam. So, jnana tasmat jnanena sahitam. Here jnanena sahitam means practicing these values which purify you so that you become qualified for the jnana. Then which jnanam? Swatmanam jnanam. Continued. That jnanam should be not only theory, it should be vijnana also. You should know practice. And you should do that practice called like jnana vijnana such a way that you experience the self. Self-experience is bhajamam bhakti bhavitaha. In that, you have given up all dharma and taken up only Atma dharma. What is Atma dharma? Aham Sat Swaruposmi, Aham Chit Swaruposmi, Aham Ananta Swaruposmi. That's called as Sarvadharman Paritejya. Because Sarvadharma means Ishvara Dharma of Srushti Sthiti Laya, Jiva Dharma of the Jagra Sapna Sushupti, Deha Dharma of the Jara Mrityu, Prana Dharma of the Asana Pipasa, Mana Dharma of the Shloka Moha, then Vyavaharika Dharma of Varna and Ashrama. They all are for a Jiva only, Baddha Purusha, Samsari. They are all not going to give mukti. Mukti will be given by only the real Atma Dharma. That is called Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Mam Atmanam. Ekam. Atma is one without second only. And what is the meaning of Sharana there? You surrender yourself to the Lakshana of the Atma, that you become that Lakshana Yukta. Therefore, the experience is Aham Sat Swarupasmi, Aham Chit Swarupasmi, Aham Ananta Swarupasmi. So that way, if you study this shloka, it is so sublime in its content. Just a jalak. Like that, Bhagavat may know. If I take a time and give time, and you also take and give each shloka with reference to other Upanishads and all, we can study for days together. If not, straight away. What else? Tasmat jnanena sahitam jnatva so atmanam atmanaha ज्ञान विज्ञान संपन्न भजमाम भक्ति भावत. नाउ भगवत गीता के आधार पे बताया, अब उसको साइड पे रखो. Now directly we'll explain this shloka. First it says tasmat jnanena sahitam. Means what? No more live at the emotional level. Come to the intellectual level. And intellect also, don't use it only for the jnana of the dharma artha kama. The jnana of the moksha you gain. And the moksha jnana is only atma jnana. Therefore, jnanena sahita means theoretical knowledge about the Atma, as well as Atma Jnana, and as Anubhava only will give you the Mukti. Other than that, everything on the name of Jnana is Ajnana only, because it will keep on binding me. I will not go for that. Just called as Jnanena Sahitam. Second one is what? Jnatva. So when theory is practiced, then only you will experience. That experience is called as Jnatva. And what is to be known in the world? So Atmanam. So Atma Jnana is Atma Anubhuti only. There is no Jnana Jnaya Bheda. Same thing is repeating in the second line. Thus Jnana Vijnana Sampanna. पहले theory पाओ, फिर practically करके आत्मानुभव को पाओ. You are called as now Jnana Vijnana Sampanna, with which the topic started. Vidyashuddha Sampanna, Atmavan. What is said as a Vidyashuddha Sampanna and Atmavan is said here as Jnana Vijnana Sampanna. Then what you have to do that life after that? Time pass. How? Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavita. Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavita means what? As a gratitude that the Lord only has sent Guru, He only gave us Shastras, He only gave us all ability faculties, Yonta Pravishya, He only gave us opportunities, He only removed obstacles, He only made me to travel in this path properly, and He only ultimately gave me experience. So a Jnani will be a more Bhakta than a Bhakta who has no Jnana. Because in that liberating Jnana Anubhuti, that Jnani knows at every moment it was the Ishvara's Krupa only. Therefore, he will be more Bhakta than the Bhakta. That is why Bhagavan said, Jnani tu Atma viti me matam. Priyo hi Jnani no tyartam aham sat mama priya. These are all Gita 7th chapter. We saw all these in earlier 4 or 5 shlokas. Now, all the conflicts, contradictions should be transcended now. When you got Atma Jnana, how can you become Bhakta? You are in Vyavahara. When you are in the world, which you are visualizing, because after Atma Jnana, world need not be bulldozed and removed. It will continue remaining. If it is not there, how come the Jnanis, Mukta Purushas are teaching the Jnana? Therefore, world's presence is never a problem for Atma Jnana. How do you take the world as? How do you take yourself as? How do you relate to the world? They are the problems. When I know I am the Tattva, when I know everything in the world is same Paramatma, then let the world remain. You need not break every pot to find the mud. Let the pots remain. You can understand everything is mud only. Don't understand this way कि परमात्मा को जानना है तो सारा तोड़ मरोड़ करना है पूरे जगत को ऐसा करके. No need. You can't do it also because the world is required for others. You have to dismantle the reality given to the building of the world or creation which you made in yourself. You say that everything is divine. That sorts out the problem. जगद विलक्षण ब्रह्म ब्रह्मणोन्य किंचन ब्रह्मान्यत्यात् चेत् मिथ्या यथा अमरु मरीचिका. Remember, the Brahma Jnana is tested in the world only. When you see all the multiplicity and yet not cheated by the multiplicity, in a way that you are forgetting the self. So you see everything, but you see, like Prahlada. When Hiranyakashipu asked, where is your Narayana? He did not say where he is not. His vision is Pakka. So if at all any question doubt is there, I am trying to answer. After Jnana Vijnana Jambala, what is the meaning of Bhajamaham Bhakti Bhavitaha? This is a Bhakti Grantha. So Uddhava, Uddhava likes it. Majority also like it. And it's a good temper, it's a good entertainment also. So Jnani does the Bhakti Bhavana after his Jnana both ways. His Jnana Prachara itself is expression of Bhakti like Gurudev did. Or he will be just in the devotion, reveling and guiding others. Ki, dekho, because of this Bhagavan, I got Atma Jnana and Mukti. You also hold on to him. Bhajamaham Bhakti Bhavita. So, here to the context, what is the answer? Oh, Uddhava was overpowered by Bhakti. He says, I can't leave you. You can't leave me and go. Bhagavan says, beta, pehle Atma Jnana ko paale. Uske baad you do Bhakti for me. That Bhakti will be Jnanottara Bhakti, where you don't demand or need my physical presence. That I have to come all the way from there again, more पंख वगैरह लगा के नाचूं मैं तुम्हारे सामने पागल. When you get jnana, that jnana uttara bhakti doesn't demand my physical presence. You will not be bound by that. Like when I know Gurudev is tattva, Guru tattva hi Gurudev hai, deeply, then I don't demand him to take physical form for my sake. I don't insist कि आप physically आओगे तभी मैं आपको मानूंगा. That is transcended. Even when he was in the body, he is the tattva only. And which body you want? Gurudev was in throughout his 77 years, was in so many forms. You can't insist, no, I want to see Gurudev at the age of 50, means age of 35 and 70. Was he not a Mahatma or what? How do you deny that Deha? No, I like it. No, you can't like. You should not have likes, dislikes. So when you know him as Tattva, you are always with him. Every moment he is there. Where he is not, I'll discover him in his every situation, not only in objects and people, in every suggestion, in every ability, every possibility, every test. Other than Gurudev, what are you seeing? Is nothing. Guru Partaram Nasti, Tasmai Sri Guru. Naguru Radhikam Tattvam, Narigore, Tattvagnanam, Tasmai Sri Guru Namaha, Annada Sri Jagannath, Madguru Sri Jagat Guru. In the same way, Jnana Uttara Bhakti is Shreshth. Jnana Rahita Bhakti is emotional bondage to you as well as Bhagavan and to anybody. If I love you as taking you as an Atma Vastu, my love is not binding. And if you cheat me, leave me and go away, cheat me means leave and go. How doesn't matter? Somebody will come. I'll continue. Anybody, whether somebody come or not, my love is to the Lord. Lord can come in any form. That clarity. So, tasmad jnanena sahitam jnatva swa atmanam he uddhava jnana vijnana sampannaha bhajamam bhakti bhavitaha. See, one this श्लोका गीता आधार पे बताया, अब उपनिषद के आधार पे भी बता सकते हैं. You know, 3-4 Upanishads quotations we take and speak, you can fit it there also. But we have understood. What is the total thing? Amalgamation of all of that. Following the values, becoming purified, going to the Guru, getting theoretical knowledge of Atma's Nityatva and Jagat Mithyatva, and asking him for the sadhanas to get out of the Jagat, enter into Atmanubhava, and keep on practicing them. And once you experience the self, out of your devotion to Guru, Shastra, and Bhagavan, you keep on doing their prachara. Guru prachara, Shastra prachara, Bhagavad prachara. That's what we are doing. Bhajamam Bhakti Bhavita means that one. Every Guru expresses his bhakti to God in each different form. Gurudeva expressed by Shastra Prachara. Somebody by some establishing institutions. Gurudev did all. Shastra Prachara, institution, writing the books और उन्होंने बहुत तरह किया अपना भक्ति भाव का व्यक्तीकरण. Some other masters do in their own way. But that all is Bhajan of the Paramatma only. You know what's last good sentence of Gurudev? All that what mission is done is the grace of my Guru Tapon Maharaj, and I am offering it at the feet of Lord Shiva, Parameshwar, Jagadishwar. Dekho, it all is my service to him. He made me serve him. He only got the service from me. No, all those things you have to listen. हो गया. Any examples are such thing? Yeah, every Jnani whose worth name, I have done that only. Therefore, don't get hesitation. कि am I the first one to do like this? को बहुत लोगों ने किया. And don't feel arrogant also. अच्छा मैं ही करूँगा. बहुत लोगों ने किया. Neither be arrogant nor be hesitant, but being inspired. For the sake of inspiration, the examples are given. And while giving the example, a particular name he will not tell, but many people have achieved, that's what he will say. But while giving example, again, Bhagavan, again summarizing the sadhana. That is his kindness. 7 श्लोकों में ही भगवान जो है ना 6 श्लोकों में 4 बार साधना बता रहे हैं हमको, वही उनकी कृपा है. He knows. When Kali Yuga comes, people forget English, in Sanskrit, they will be in English and Hindi, or Telugu, they language, in which the Adhyatma will not fit there. उनके भाषाएं लौकिक भाषा है, व्यावहारिक है, तात्विक नहीं है. इसे मैं बार बार बताऊं, थोड़ा उनके भेजे में घुसेगा. That was his idea. He says, Jnana Vijnana Yajnena. Do the yajna of Jnana Vijnana. Mam Ishtva. That is the way you worship me. Ishtva means worshiping. Here Ishti means not liking like in some languages. Ishtva means Yajna Ishti. They are same words. Putra Kama Yajna. Putra Kama Ishti. Ashwamedha Yajna. Ashwamedha Ishti. Ishti कहते हैं उसको. Like Ishta Purtam. Ishta means Yajna Agadi. Purtam means Kupi Vapi Kupa Tatagadi. We studied all the Kathopanishad. The Ishta Purtam Manyamana Varishtam Nanatseyo. Ye Vinananti Muda Jaram Tumte Puryapiyanti. Or when he said, no, Ishtam Purtam Vrungte Purusasya Alpamedasaha. Ishti means Yajna, not Ishtam means I like it. So Ishtva means having done my Yajna through Jnana Vijnana Yajna. See, in all these slokos, Jnaninaha, Jnana Vijnana, Jnani, Jnana Kalaya, Jnani, Jnatva, Jnana Vijnana Sampannaha. If you count it, how many times the Jnana word came? See, Jnatva Jnanam, 2 बार हो गया. Then third श्लोक का पहला हो गया, 3 बार हो गया. Then 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you can see 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 बार भगवान जो है ज्ञान बात कहा 6 श्लोकों में. The word Jnana came 15 times. So Jnana Vijnana Yajnena. Jnana Vijnana Yajnena. By the Yajna of Jnana and Vijnana. Theoretical Jnana, Vijnana is practice. Then Mam Ishtva. Having done my worship or Yajna. So Atmanam Atmani. What is the meaning of here? In your own inner Atma, with the realist Atma, that is me. In that you do the Swaha of your pseudo Atma called as Jiva. Wahi Yajna hai waha. And this can be explained and demonstrated in explanation, not the other demonstration. But we can tell all that. Tomorrow we'll take, I think, more time on this shloka, which demands. We'll enjoy it, explaining. कुछ ऐसे दमदार श्लोकों को अच्छा पढ़ो तो एक तृप्ति हो जाती. So what is the meaning of, like morning class, that's what we were doing. It's over today actually in our Narayana Upanishad, Narayana Sukta. How by directing our attention to the innermost Narayana or the self, we are made to dissolve our ego in that. Not only we, all the other worshipful gods. Sabrahma, Sashiva, Sari, Sendra, Sokshara, then Akshara, Paramaswara. Krutagam Satyam Param Brahma Purusham Krishna. Here also, Jnana Vijnana Yajnena Mam Ishtva Atmanam Atmani Sarva Yajnapatim Mam Vai Samsiddhim Muniyo Gaman. The Munis have reached me, who is the Sarva Yajnapati. That is why in Vishnu Sahasranama, last comes Yajna only. In Bhagavad Gita also, toward the end, Jnana Yajnena Tenaham Ishtasyamiti Memati. Bhagavan says it's only Jnana Yajna which can make me happy, not Dravya Yajnas. He says, nobody is more happy, lovable to me than the one who has given this Gita Gnana to the Bhaktas. Anya priyataro bhavi. अध्येष्यते च इमं धर्म्यं संग्रामम् आवयोः संवादम् आवयोः ज्ञानयज्ञेन तेनाहम् इष्टस्यामिति मे मते न च तस्मात् मनुष्येषु कश्चिन् मे प्रियकृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्मात् अन्यः प्रियतरो भुवि. These are very sublime thoughts. Many people miss this. The first chapter many people miss, without studying which we don't know what is exactly problem diagnosis. 18th chapter, ultimately what Bhagavan talks about the glory of Gita. If these not understood, then we will not give due value to Gita ji. I am talking about word Jnana, Jnana. In all Upanishads talk about Jnana, Jnana. Everywhere in Gita, Sarvam Jnana Plavenena, Tasmad Ajnana Sammutam Jnana Asina, Yajnatva Neha Bhuyonet Jnatame, everywhere Jnana, Jnana. So here it says, Sarva Yajnapati Mamvai Samsiddhya Munayo Gaman. So there, what we have to do in life, therefore, yajna. Which yajna? Jnana yajna. In that what happens? In the Atma Jnana, the Ahankara, Jiva and other Ajnanas, we have to offer it as Swaha. And when you offer something in front of the Lord, you take it back as Prasad. But in Yajna, Agni, when you offer it, it becomes Bhasma. Therefore, in the Jnana Yajna, the Ajnana of Aham Jivosmi Dehasmi should become Bhasmi Bhuta. And what should remain is Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. That's what Bhagavan is expressing here. Now he hints to Uddhavaji. Tvai Uddhavase Trivido Vikaraha, all that. Again a good shloka we'll talk. Then उसके बाद जो उद्धव जी 3 श्लोकों में भगवान से पूछते हैं, मुझे ज्ञान भक्ति योग बताओ. That's a very sweetest way of requesting. That also we'll study. What is Bhagavan's reply? I never thought कि each of these 11 chapters takes 5 days, 6 days, 10 days. मैंने सोचा 2 दिन में एक चैप्टर कर दूं. अब हो नहीं रहा. अभी 18 chapter we have done 18 days. 15 chapter we have done 16 days. No, मेरे हाथ में नहीं हो. Maybe Bhagavan Gurudev is wanting to bless us, and to bless us as a desirability, they are making us go through this. So why hesitate when no other work is there, no other intentions are there? When Bhagavan is giving this, do. तो भगवान ने मुझे एमएलए नहीं बनाया, प्रधानमंत्री नहीं बनाया, कहीं फंसा ही नहीं. वो सत्संग कहने को कह रहे हैं, मैं करता हूँ, मेरे को क्या है. आपको भी वही है. Just involve, listen, enjoy. Thank you. Purnamada Purnamidam Purna, Purnamudachide, Purnamada Purnamada, Purnameva Vishuddham, Shanti Shanti Shantariyam, Sayurbhyonama, Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai, Satgurnath Maharaj ki jai. No, I am laughing at myself. He came to explain Bhagavad, now we quote Bhagavad Gita. Ye nahi pata, wo nahi. That is how we suffer. Anyway, thank you for patient audience. Chalo, let us listen to Valmiki Ramayana.